I don't believe that this is something that HHS wants people to know. If you're a case manager and you know this information, if you really care about the children being safe, you need to come forward.
Okay, this is the Heart of Kari Lake's campaign. This is what Kari Lake says she's going to give declare an invasion on the southern border because that gave her other tools to fight the cartels. James O'Keefe, of all the explosive reports you've done, this may be one of the most explosive. I mean, this is sick to a level, and to understand our government, your tax dollars are going to support this for these poor children. Explain what is going on, sir.
Well, thank you, Steve, for raising awareness to this. This is a federal whistleblower on the record, currently employed by the Council of Inspectors General on Integrity and Efficiency. And while she was working with HHS, she uncovered information about this sponsorship program. For those of you who don't know, these children get sponsors in the United States, and they live in these homes. And what she told me, and she went on the record, she's currently working for the federal government. There you just saw her name is Tara. She said there's abuse, that these children are being trafficked. And sometimes it's sex trafficking, sometimes it's back in Guatemala doing work on these farms, coffee bean farms. So we spent half a year with our journalist, you heard one of them speaking Spanish there, and one of these young girls at these addresses admitted that she was being pimped out, trafficked, sexploited by her aunt. So we've corroborated her claims, and this woman, Tara, actually told me that she brought it to the attention of HHS, and she was told, quote, "Oh, don't worry about it. We don't get sued by traffickers." That woman's name is Catherine Bond. I just spoke with her on the phone, and we're going to report what she said tomorrow.
Hey, James, can you just hang through the break for a second? Because here's why. When they said they pimped her out, correct me if I'm wrong, there was $10,000 paid to the cartels to traffic them in. Then they pimp them out to pay it back. I mean, this is a cash operation of enormous, when you think of how many kids have been brought into this country this way. So just hang on for a second. I'm going to come back to you. I got James O'Keefe with an explosive story of the cartels and the involvement of the U.S. government, right, in supporting this. Really, the trafficking for sex of young children. Okay, welcome back. We have the great James O'Keefe. This story is going to be a big one. We're going to follow over the next couple of days, hopefully get the whistleblower up. We got James for a couple more minutes. James, they talk about the Q guys and the conspiracy theory guys and all this, but you have actually brought the receipts to show, and correct me if I'm wrong, the U.S. government's essentially in business with the cartels in child trafficking. Is that too harsh a way to frame what you have come up with, sir?
I mean, that's a characterization. Some would say that's a fair characterization, but the facts in the video we released today, big story, federal whistleblower on the record. Tara is her name. She works for the Council of Inspectors General, and she does have receipts. She showed us the government's documents, addresses with children who are being trafficked. You might say, well, I have to see it to believe it. So we went down to Texas, Houston, and we actually found this young woman, one of the people at the address, who admitted that she was pimped out. And the government, one of the lawyers for Health and Human Services that this whistleblower spoke to, said, "We don't get sued by traffickers." Quote, "I think you need to understand that we only get sued if we keep kids in care too long. We don't get sued by traffickers. Are you clear? We don't get sued by traffickers." That was the answer of the United States government when confronted with this evidence by this federal employee. So this federal employee is very brave. She's on the record. You see behind me, "Be brave, do something." Whistleblowers come forward to us. We tell their stories. We corroborate their claims, Steve. It's on video. It's incontrovertible. We're looking forward to the response from the Attorney General of Texas, as brothels are a crime, especially when 15-year-old girls. So we look forward to a response by Ken Paxton on this, Steve, today.
Before I let you go, James, I want to make sure when you had her on tape when she goes, she's pointing out a map. There's 44 kids at one location and 21 at the other. So when they show up, they've actually got a bunch of kids there. There's just not one sponsor to one child. She said 44 at this location, 21 at the other. Am I to read that correctly?
That's correct. That's right. There's 44 kids at one location, and in some of these, we knocked on doors. Our people actually went to the addresses that the whistleblower gave to us and recorded this. You can see it on YouTube. Now we're back on Twitter, thanks to Elon Musk. The video already almost has 1 million views on Twitter, so thank you, Elon, for getting us back up there. Project Veritas Twitter account. You can actually see us knock on these doors, and these young girls, 5, 6, 7 years old, are with many older men in the same little studio apartment. It's so ripe for abuse and trafficking, and the girl admits that she's being pimped out. And the government knows about it and said, oh, we don't get sued by the trafficker, so who cares? So it's certainly neglect. And you'll see another installment tomorrow. We're a nonprofit, Steve. I've spoken to you here many times. We only operate with donations. So I would hope people donate to Project Veritas, because we're the only investigative journalism organization that has the resources to spend 6 months on one story to tell Tara's story. She's very brave. You could see her in the video there. And she's currently employed by the federal government. That should tell you something.
What a hero. James, how do people get to you on social media to watch this? I want to make sure everybody goes. And how do they get to Veritas in case they want to support your great work?
Well, it's right behind me. ProjectVeritas.com is the website to donate, /brave if you want to be a whistleblower. And our Twitter account's now over 1 million followers from nothing, because we were banned for a year and a half. Just go to Project_Veritas on Twitter and tweet the video out and make it go viral and tell Tara's story.
Okay, James, thank you. Look forward to having you guys back on the next couple of days. This story explodes. I mean, this one you get so furious about. Hey, people are conspiracy theory guys, and they got this, and yet you see right there where the U.S. government is in business with the cartels, in business with the child traffickers, in business with the child abusers. It's horrific.